Welcome back to Small Caps, ladies and gentlemen. I've asked Matt Gauci, Managing Director of NickelX, ASX code is NKL, to come and chat with us today because they've got a brand new announcement out, and it is that they are going to be commencing drilling at their Cosmos South nickel project. Now, NickelX are over in Western Australia, in the Yilgarn, southeast and southwest of the Yilgarn. We're going to talk about the drilling. We're also going to talk about, now I hope I get this right, Dalwallinu, one of their other projects in the West Yilgarn, and they're looking for Julimar style deposits there as well. So lots to cover today. Matt, good to see you. A little bit dark there, but I think I can see your face.
Yeah, no, good to be with you, Kerry. Yeah, pretty exciting times for NickelX. So the guys are all gearing up for a couple of exploration programs during the December quarter, and yeah, it should be exciting times.
It is exciting times, and obviously the market likes it because you're up there. Your share price is up 10% today. Well done, you. Talk to us about the what it took to get you to this process of commencing drilling at Cosmos South, and why this could be a potential game changer for the company.
Yeah, look, so we evaluated the geophysics over Cosmos South, which included a close-spaced magnetic survey to define what we interpret as being the extension ultramafics from Leinster to the south of us and Cosmos to the north of us, and then obviously evaluated and reprocessed all the electromagnetic data, which was moving loop EM and fixed loop EM, to define what we see as a striking and very strong bedrock conductor, which is clearly required for the discovery of any massive sulfides, let alone nickel komatiite sulfide. So that was really the key. It's all on the basis of NickelX's in-house nickel prospectivity models across the Eastern Yilgarn and the Western Yilgarn, so a very technically driven process. And clearly the address, it's one of the world's great nickel producing districts, the Dalwallinu Greenstone Belt. And as we know, to the north of us is Cosmos, which is owned by IGO and was taken over by Xstrata back in the day to the tune of $2.5 billion following their discovery. And then to the south of us, obviously BHP Nickel West expanding the Leinster operation. So you've got the two smartest nickel guys in the room to the north of us, to the south of us. We're right in the epicenter, right in the middle of those two behemoths, with a project that is set for diamond drilling post having approval from the West Australian government for our program of works, and then a heritage survey with the TOs to approve the drilling program. So that's where we're at now, and we've obviously contracted DDH1, our drilling partner, who are operating at Cosmos. So they'll be mobilised down to Cosmos South in the next couple of weeks and get cracking on 4 to 6 holes, targeting a bedrock EM conductor, which is some 500 metres in width and 850 metres in depth, commencing at about 80 metres. So it's large conductor, it's strong, it's coincident with a really strong magnetic feature. So we're in the right spot for discovery of a nickel sulfide deposit, we believe.
Matt, you said earlier that you've got the two behemoths, you know, up north and down south, BHP and IGO. And I'm thinking to myself, you're in a bloody good address there. How did you get your hands on? Why didn't they snap up that area and just extend what they already had? How did you guys get your hands on it? Because I'm sitting here thinking you're in the right address, you're bang in the middle. You've done the work so that you know there's anomalies there. Drilling's about to start in 2 weeks. It's a pretty exciting time, but I want to know why and how you got your hands on it and these big guys didn't pick it up.
Yeah, sure. No, good question. I mean, we like to think it's a vacant block, you know, down in Mosman Park, where you got the House of Hancock on one side and the House of Forest on the other side, and little old House of Gauci and NickelX is right in the middle, yet to build. So we had a shareholder who's a prospector, well-known prospector, that held this project. WMC held it back in the day, but they were looking for shallow disseminated nickel, which is, you know, sort of 30 to 50 metres in depth. There was no EM done by WMC back in the day. And so the prospectors did some EM, being moving loop and fixed loop, define what's a cracking conductor. We obviously did our own close space mag surveys to really form the basis of this drill program. And the prospector just happened to be a shareholder of NickelX, so I was really keen to see the project go into, one, a company that he was a shareholder of, clearly, and then two, into an exploration company where he can participate in the upside. So yeah, the planets aligned and did the deal, and we've worked really hard to get to this stage, and we're now ready to see what the drill bit's got to tell us in what's a cracking target in a world-class district.
How much work have you done to get to this stage? Because I guess when you start the drilling, that's when you've got to make sure that you're not just drilling for the sake of drilling. How much work have you done, and how confident are you that where you're going in this area is going to come up trumps?
Yeah, so the work we did initially was reprocessing all the electromagnetic data in conjunction with our partners at Southern Geoscience. We then managed to fly our own close-spaced mag survey, which defined the ultramafics that is coincident with the EM anomaly. Modelling up the EM anomaly, as I said, it's sort of starts at 80 metres and goes to 850 metres depth, and it's 500 metres in length. And if you have a think about that and visualise that, that's an enormous anomaly, a very discrete anomaly. So it really just has to be drill tested. And we applied for an EIS grant with the West Australian government, had that awarded to the tune of $200,000 odd contributed to the program. And so the confidence levels are pretty high. We haven't seen an EM anomaly that strong at sort of 11,000 to 16,000 Siemens. So yeah, it's a cracking target. It really is. And yeah, we're really keen to test it out. Never really hit the mother lode on your first drill program.
You never know.
You never know, first of all. Then second of all, we're pretty confident something's going on with this system. So it may well be we'll be drilling there for the rest of the year. But the first program or first phase is 4 to 6 holes of diamond drilling.
It is diamond drilling. DDH1 are doing it. Does it help that DDH1 have been working on Cosmos, haven't they?
Yeah, so they got rigs at Cosmos, and yeah, so they're present in the Dalwallinu greenstone belt. We've worked with DDH1 for a year or so on our other projects, and I've worked with Murray Pollock and the guys on previous companies as well, and highly efficient, reliable, professional outfit that are pretty keen to get down there and do the work. Some of the guys are shareholders of NickelX as well, which is always good. And yeah, they're pretty keen to get down there and help us out.
You said 4 to 6 diamond drill holes being done in about a couple of weeks. I'm talking to you at the beginning of October. So yep. What's the plan? What can shareholders, and I guess people that are watching us when this goes live, what's the, I guess, from now to the end of the year, you do the drilling, give us a timeline.
Yeah, so it's scheduled for about the 17th of October to commence.
Okay.
That would be ensuring that we've got the earth moving contractors mobilised, just to stabilise some of the tracks that run in from the Goldfields Highway to Cosmos, and then Cosmos down to Cosmos South. Having done a field trip recently, the tracks are in fantastic order, to be honest, and it's actually quite an easy. It's actually only about 2 kilometre drive from Cosmos to Cosmos South. You can actually see the Cosmos operations from our proposed drill pads. So that will be the earth moving contractors, and then obviously the drill pads will be set up, sumps done, vegetation, which is very limited, cleared, and then clearly we'll roll in DDH1 to commence the work program. Hopefully that'll be done within sort of 7 to maybe 14 days, and then obviously we'll run night on XRF over the core, and then lob the assays down to the lab and hopefully get some results within a couple of weeks. It is a pretty busy period here in WA for receipt of assays. So I'd like to think it'd be 4 weeks post that, but yeah, we'll try and get that done earlier if possible. But to an extent, you're beholden by the assay labs at the moment, which are very, very busy.
So Matt, you've had a lot of experience in the nickel exploration business in terms of, I guess, excitement around this one. What do you think? Do you think this is one of the best? And it's early days, so don't get overexcited, ladies and gentlemen. It's early days, but I just want your view, Matt, on what you think you got your hands on there in between, as you said earlier, the two behemoths.
Yeah, look, I mean, our project generation and project evaluation is very technically driven on the basis of our in-house nickel prospectivity models across the eastern and western Yilgarn. So we've evaluated a number of opportunities seeking nickel sulfides, be it magmatic nickel copper in the Fraser Range area, or komatiites in the Walluna Greenstone Belt, or these Julimar style opportunities in the West Yilgarn. So this one popped up clearly as one of, if not the best opportunity that we've evaluated on the basis of, one, it's clearly its location, and then secondly, its geophysical signatures are absolutely a mirror of really significant, large-scale, high-grade, reasonably high-grade nickel komatiite sulfide deposit. So it's quite easily the best that we've seen. And that's just not me saying it. It's Tony Donaghy, who's our exploration manager, a global expert in nickel explorations, worked all around the world and worked through WA, and our chairman, Jonathan Downs, who's also got significant nickel exploration, development, mining experience back in the day with Anaconda. And so, yeah, we're really excited, to be honest with you. I mean, clearly the truth's in the drill bit, as always is the case, but it's rare to see such a large bedrock conductor that is running at sort of 11 to 16,000 Siemens.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Matt? Because some of us are not geos that are watching this. Some of us are just investors. What does that mean, 11 to 16,000 Siemens?
So that's really the strength of the conductor, the strength of the response when you do an electromagnetic survey. Typically, above 5,000 is actually seen to be very strong, but quite often that can be pyrrhotite, which is what we found actually down in the Fraser Range when we were drilling for nickel sulfides down there. That the conductor's around 5,000-6,000, which is reasonably strong and generally justifies a drilling program. And so typically between 5,000 and 10,000 Siemens is the strength of the conductor that will indicate the potential of massive sulfides. But these are sort of 11 to 16,000, which is extremely high. And given there's no other mineral that can deliver that type of response from an electromagnetic conductor, or no other type of geology that can deliver that strength of conductor, then 11 to 16,000, we believe, is most likely going to be massive sulfides.
Well, it's going to be exciting times. And I think from what you said earlier in terms of the timing, 4 to 6 drill holes going in, DDH1 doing that, then you've got to get it to the labs and back again. I'm kind of thinking in my head, an early Christmas present, maybe. That's about the timing.
Yeah, we'll get a good indication on site when we do the drilling. So we're doing on site nice on XRF and checking whether we've got sulfides, and obviously visually checking the drill core in 3 or 4 weeks time. So that'll be an indication. But as always, assays are the bona fide measure of exactly what it is that you've got. But so there'll be some sort of idea in 4 to 6 weeks, and then, or 4 weeks, I should say, within 4 weeks, and then assays within 8 weeks. So yeah, let's just say a proper bona fide evaluation will be done by early December, but clearly we'll have a good indication by end of November, or probably the end of mid-November is what we're looking at.
All right, well, lots going on there. I want to talk about, you've got something else over in West Yilgarn, is that right? A Julimar style deposit, and I think I get it right when I say Dalwallinu.
Dalwallinu, yep. No, a very famous farming town in the wheat belt. Lots of good men and women and families down at or up at Dalwallinu. Very good spot to be. And so, yeah, we acquired that project again from a prospector / shareholder who had that opportunity. It covers the entire Barra greenstone belt. Has had pretty detailed soil sampling, auger drilling completed on the project. So defined a 6-kilometre strike extent with 12 targets from that soil sampling program, with very high tenure nickel, copper, and in particular really high tenure PGEs. And obviously nickel, copper, and particular PGEs is a very exciting sector to be involved in. And then the potential discovery of a Julimar style projects, obviously a very exciting strategy and exciting type of project to be focused on, looking at Chalice that sort of capped at I think 1.5, maybe even a couple of billion at the moment, and that discovery has been a real game changer for the West Yilgarn, which is traditionally farming land effectively, but now obviously the resources industry is building fantastic relationships responsibly with our partners in the farming industry to be able to get access to some of the greenstone belts in the West Yilgarn, which has always been prospective on paper, but now a lot of companies are active there. So we're really excited about Dalwallinu, and we'll commence exploration on that really soon, which will comprise an infill soil sampling program, a bit more auger drilling, and a geophysics program looking at close space mag and potentially airborne electromagnetic survey. So two-pronged attack during the December quarter, drilling obviously Cosmos South and exploring Dalwallinu.
With Dalwallinu, I think I got it right this time, you mentioned partnerships with the farmers. How difficult is it to be doing what you're doing, sort of mining, farming? Are they open to you being there? And if you find something pretty extraordinary, how difficult is it to be able to bring that further into more drilling and ultimately something further down the track? Is it difficult, or are they used to mining being around them?
Yeah, so our partner in the project, Blue Ribbon Mines, will retain 20% of the deal. We own 80% of the project. Our partner's been active at Dalwallinu for a couple of years and built fantastic relationships with the farmers in and around Dalwallinu. Obviously, like anything, you need to be open. You need to have clear communication. Need to be responsible in your activities, have industry standard health and safety protocols, and effectively it's always just a partnership, I guess you could say, to be able to progress first of all your drilling programs, and then as we get further down the track, hopefully with the discovery of a deposit, you address mining licenses and mining agreements at that point in time. And so, like anything, it's just about partnerships and ensuring open lines of communication and responsibility in terms of your actions, being ground disturbing work, and ensuring you've got good health, safety, and environmental policies, of which NickelX likes to pride itself on that we do.
Matt, I picked up just when you started to speak about the project, right at the start there, your eyes lit up and you actually said to something along the lines of, I'm really excited about this one. It was almost an underlying, this is one that I've really got my eyes on. Why is that, Matt Gauci? What could you share?
Yeah, look, it's just a fantastic, sizable anomaly with 6-kilometre strike extent, 12 targets. We're really spoilt for choice on the targets that we have at Dalwallinu, and being able to have such high tenure soil samples as a start off, particularly nickel, copper, and as I said before, importantly PGEs, and PGEs are really rocketing at the moment within a number of companies. Obviously, Galileo's made a fantastic discovery, which is high tenure PGE. Julimar's got very high tenure PGE within its nickel copper complex, and so all of the indications are that there's absolutely something going on within the project area. And so we see that project keeping us very, very busy for 12 to 24 months, to be honest with you. And so obviously our focus is Cosmos South, but yeah, this is a fantastic little backup, well, not little, but sizable backup project to our main focus being Cosmos South. So two-pronged attack. And as always, like any good explorer, we've got our eyes open for new merger acquisition opportunities and new project generation based on our in-house prospectivity models.
Well, Matt, you've got your work cut out for you, both with Cosmos South and with Dalwallinu. I think I got it right this time.
Yeah, very good.
I think it's a very exciting time for NickelX. As I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, ASX code is NKL. Matt, finish it up, wrap it up in a bow. 3 reasons why we should be sitting up and taking notice of NickelX right now.
Yeah, look, all good companies, all good sporting teams, all good organisations have fantastic people, and that's what we have with really deep technical and corporate nickel experience. John O'Downs, our chairman, Tony Donaghy, our exploration manager, our contractors at CSA Global, Southern Geoscience, DDH1. Everyone's got deep technical and corporate experience in the nickel space in Western Australia, either having made discoveries, developed projects, or mined and sold projects. So that's always the first thing I look at personally when I look at companies. Second of all, we're exposed to 2 world-class nickel belts. Clearly, the Dalwallinu Greenstone belt's one of the best nickel producing belts in the world. We're in good company there with BHP and IGO. And the West Yilgarn's clearly one of the world's greater emerging nickel belts with the Julimar discovery, and quite an exciting group of players being active in that region. So yeah, people, districts, and then yeah, importantly, targets and activity. So targets have been well defined, will continue to be well defined, and we're really active now, given upcoming drilling programs, upcoming exploration programs, and yeah, upcoming M&A business development activities.
Matt, I'm really pleased to get you onto Small Caps today, because there was a lot to go through, and I think it's really important to share that with the wider audience, just how much work you have been doing. You don't come on often, but when you do, there's always something to say. And ladies and gentlemen, as Matt said, it's all about the people. They have deep technical expertise in the nickel sector. They understand what it is that they're looking for, 2 world-class nickel districts that they're looking at, and they're about to commence drilling. So it's a very exciting time for NickelX. As I said at the beginning, the ASX code is NKL. Make sure to go to their website and check out the latest updates, especially today's one, which is all about the drilling that's about to commence at Cosmos South. Matt Gauci, great to chat to you. Come back when you get those results.
Yeah, no worries, Kerry. Always good to be with you, and yeah, look forward to chatting soon, and hopefully catch up in person soon and talk about the results.
And have a glass of wine. Thanks, Matt.